Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be talking about the hardships of being single. You know, I feel quite content in singleness, however there are days where I'm feeling lonely and today is one of those days. So I just wanted to create this video as a form of therapy for myself, to just talk out how I'm feeling, to talk about experiences and to hopefully encourage you and just to comfort you if you're feeling a bit lonely as well. But before we do that, let's just pray. So you can open your eyes, you can close your eyes, you can pray alongside me. You don't have to. Do whatever you feel comfortable with doing. Dear Lord, thank you that you love us with an unconditional love. Lord, thank you that you are the King of Kings and the Creator of the universe. Lord, in times of loneliness, I just want to thank you because we can find love and joy and peace and comfort and security in you. I just pray this all in your name. Amen. So, like I said, I'm quite content in singleness. I know what I'm looking for in my next boyfriend to turn into a husband, because I date for that person to be my husband. So that's like I've had one serious relationship, is because I date to have a husband. And so I have a list of qualities that I'm not budging on. I'm like, no, they need to have this and this and this, and it's all to do with like their faith and their character and everything. And that person isn't gonna just walk past me tomorrow and that's gonna be my husband. Like, it's gonna take some time and it's gonna take some waiting in singleness just to find that husband, and I'm fine with it. But it's days like this where I'm feeling lonely, where I want to do something but my friends are busy, my family are busy, some of them just want to chill at home, which is fine, but I'm like, I just want to do something. This is when I wish I had that special someone to do something with, that I can just be like, hey, let's do something, and they're like, yep, in my car, let's go. And it just it made me feel quite lonely, because I'm like, well, I don't really have anyone. Like, if my family are busy, if my friends are busy, like, I don't have any friends. So if they're busy, I'm like, oh, well, I don't have anyone, so this is great. And this is the importance. We cannot lean and trust our emotions. I think it's brilliant to acknowledge our emotions. It's brilliant to be vulnerable. However, if we lean on them and we're like, yes, this is how I'm feeling, blum, 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 it's just going to be a spiral circle of just sadness and unhappiness and loneliness. It's going to be like, yeah, these are the thoughts, and down it goes, and you're just not going to be happy, and it's just going to be lonely. And we just need to lean on God, really, and this is what I need to do. I need to lean on God. I need to lean on His truth, His love, His comfort. I need to seek Him in this time of loneliness. And I'm going to be completely honest. I was supposed to meet up with someone a couple of days ago now, and I cancelled because fear got the better of me, and it was not fun. I thought, because during this lockdown I've grown in God, I've grown in my identity in Him, I know who I am in Him, and you know, I've grown in confidence. I'm like, I can just meet up with this someone for drinks. Like, I've been nervous before, but I'm not going to. And then it came the morning, oh my god, I was nervous and I felt this sick feeling in my stomach, and I haven't felt that for a long time, so I had to cancel. I was so annoyed at myself, because I thought, no, I can do this, I can meet up with someone, I can go for drinks and it's gonna be fine, but fear got the better of me, and I was just so frustrated. And then that made me feel lonely, because I'm like, well, I would like some more friendship, so let me meet up with this person to build on a friendship. But no, I had to cancel, because that's what I do, really, and I'm trying to learn on it. And so on a couple of days ago, I went to seek some wise counsel from someone older than me, and it was great. I got prayed for. They told me some great wisdom, which I'm going to share with you, because it's like blown my mind. And when it came to it, I was like, oh, I just feel so lonely now, because I was going to meet up with this someone, then I cancelled on them. No wonder I don't have many friends, you know, no wonder I don't have that specific person, and my feelings were just all over the place. And then I went to seek this counsel, and he was like, well, Hannah, you know, do you love yourself? I was like, well, yeah, I love myself because, you know, I'm a child of God. I know who I am in God. And he was like, well, no, do you love yourself because you're special and unique? I was like, I didn't really respond. And so then it got me thinking. He was like, well, Hannah, you know, one of the greatest commandments is that you love your neighbour as you love yourself. I was like, well, you know, I love my neighbour, you know, I'm a nice person, I care about people, I do things to show them that I like I respect them, and that, you know, I care for them. And then I was like, well, I don't love myself properly, so how am I supposed to love my neighbour in a true loving way if I don't love myself? And I was like, well, if I can't love myself, I can't truly love my neighbour, and that is one of the greatest commandments, is we love our neighbour as we love ourselves. And then it got me thinking, okay, in the season of loneliness, in the season of singleness, in the days where I just feel like I have nobody, let me work on my self-worth. Let me work on my self-love. Let me grow in confidence in myself. So when I can love myself, I can love my neighbour with true love, true compassion, true kindness. And like I do that now, not like I love my neighbour, I care about my friends, my family and stuff, but because I don't love myself, I can't truly love them. And that hit me. I was like, oh gosh. I was like, yeah, I needed to hear that. I need to, you know, start self-loving. And so then I'm like, okay, I'm feeling lonely, I'm feeling single. What ways can I grow in self-love, in self-confidence? And this is the thing, we can use the singleness to do that. We can use the singleness to grow in self-love, to grow our friendships, to grow our confidence, to grow our, just to grow in things, because we don't have to rely on someone else. We don't have to be like, I want to do this, but you can't be like, oh no, because that's going to upset that person. No, because you don't have that other person to be like, oh, no, I don't want you doing that because I don't want you to, you know. It's just you, and that's great actually. You can do a lot of things. Like I could probably just pop down to the docks and go for a drink instead of, you know, it's just, you've got a lot more freedom, and I need to use that freedom, and I need to get out of my comfort zone. And so one way my family knows I've been trying to do to build my confidence, to build my self-esteem, to be like, no, I'm trying not to care about what other people think of me. I'm doing it because I love myself and I love God, and I'm just trying to be content. So I've started to wear long socks outside of my shoes. That some people might be like, oh my gosh, like what are you doing? Some people be like, oh, that's nothing like what you do. But for me, that's like, whoa. She's wearing socks outside of her shoes. She's wearing long socks with small shoes that you know typically shouldn't be wearing long socks with. And I'm like, okay, this is my way of getting out of my comfort zone. And with singleness and with loneliness, let's get out of our comfort zones. Let's not be so comforted in our little bubble where, you know, the feelings of loneliness are, but the feelings of just, you know, I'm by myself. But when it comes to loneliness, it's like, you're lonely and you want to do things, yet you stay in this loneliness of bubble because you don't want to leave it. That's personally how I feel. Like, I'm lonely, but if someone was like, let's do something, I'm like, well no, now I'm feeling lonely, let me just dwell in that loneliness, let me just feel sad. I'm like, no Hannah, no, lean on God's truth, lean on Him, get out of your comfort zone, do things. And so one of the things I haven't done yet, I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but it's, I'm gonna take myself out for a date by myself. Now that absolutely petrifies me. It terrifies me. I'm like, I cannot go to a restaurant or to a cafe by myself, get food, grab a drink, and just not be with anyone, just be with myself. And I'm like, that terrifies me. I don't know why. First of all, you know, if I'm dating someone, like I struggle to go on meals. Like I get quite nervous. So with my ex, it took me ages until I went out with a meal and sat face to face. And so I'm like, no, one day I'm gonna do it. That's my comfort zone. So I encourage you, when you're feeling lonely, be like, okay, I've acknowledged that I'm lonely. Let me get some Bible verses. Let me speak truth over my life. Let me grow in self-love and self-worth, and let me get out of my comfort zone. Let me get out of that loneliness bubble. And so with that, one day I'm going to take myself on a date, and maybe I'll do a video about it and experience about it, because I'm excited to do it. But when I do it, I'm going to be like, oh, what am I doing? I don't know. I feel like I'm just like a bit like, whoa. Oh god. Giggle. I don't know. I'm just trying to get out of my comfort zone. I'm trying to acknowledge that I'm lonely and then break that loneliness. Let me seek God's truth. Let me seek, no, I love myself. So if I can truly love myself, then I can truly love my neighbour. And when you're feeling lonely, it feels like no one's with you and no one cares. And, you know, all this just lies. They're lies. When you're lonely, they're just lies. It's not true. You are not alone. It might feel like everyone's busy or no one wants to do anything with you, but you're not alone. And I've got, what I noticed yesterday in Joshua is Joshua 1 verse 5, but also Joshua 1 verse 9. Now Joshua 1 verse 9 is very common. It goes, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I think a lot of Christians know that Bible verse. However, what's another exciting thing is if you go back a few verses, Joshua 1 verse 5. No one will be able to stand you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. And that was what the God was saying. That was what the Lord was saying. And can I just add a little, I I love Moses. I love the story of Moses. It goes, as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. And honestly, I've got to thank the Prince of Egypt for that. I love Moses. But if you haven't seen the Prince of Egypt, oh my goodness, it's such a good film. Like, my brother, he isn't a Christian or anything, but he really likes that film as well. I'm like, okay, everyone, Prince of Egypt, watch it. I love the whole story behind Moses as well. I love the burning bush, how the Lord spoke to him face to face. Moses done incredible things. And that Lord is with us today. That Lord is with us in our loneliness. He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. Joshua 1 verse 9. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. In your room, he's with you. If you're out on a walk, he's with you. If you're off to Australia, which I am next year, which I'm very excited about, he is going to be with me. And in this time of loneliness, I need to declare those two Bible verses. They're very similar. You know, the Lord your God, my God, he will never leave me, he will never forsake me, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And this loneliness just tells you lies after lies after lies. You're lonely, no one cares, no one wants to do anything with you. No, you'd be like, not today, loneliness. You know, I acknowledge that I'm lonely, I acknowledge that I'm not feeling the best, but I'm going to declare that my Lord is with me wherever I go. When I'm in my room, it's quite sad, like staying away from people. The Lord my God is with me. When I'm feeling lonely, no, actually, I'm not lonely because the Lord my God is with me wherever I go. And in singleness, with this little bit of hardship with what I'm feeling quite lonely, actually be like, no, Hannah, you're feeling a bit lonely, but not today. No, you've acknowledged you're lonely, you've been a bit sad. Now you declare the truth that the Lord your God, the Lord my God, the Lord our God is with us wherever we go. He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. It's great. I didn't start, like, before I filmed this, I was feeling like, oh, I'm feeling lonely. Hopefully this, like, encourages me. But, like, now I'm like, yes, the Lord my God is with me wherever I go. He will never leave me. He will never forsake me. Loneliness, goodbye, my friend, because the Lord my God is with me. I just feel really happy and excited from sharing that. And I think that's the Holy Spirit working in me, being like, you know what? You cancelled on that guy, but you can grow from that. You can learn from that. Actually, you've realised you've got some issues in the past that have affected you, and you need to sort it out. So, yeah. And I know in this time of singleness, you know, I will just love myself. I will grow to love myself, because when I grow to love myself, I can love my neighbour in the best type of love. A love that doesn't expect returns. A love with no strings attached. And so I'm very excited. Oh, God. I just feel quite giggy and, like, happy. Oh, God. I don't know. Oh. Okay. Gosh, okay. Well, I hope you have a lovely evening, day, night, wherever you are. And I will see you in my next video. And just remember, the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. He will never leave you or forsake you. Alright, bye.